Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I'm here with your Raw review. And there's no surprise here, once again, that this Raw sucked major fucking cock. Let's be perfectly honest. Oh, there he goes again, he's whining about Raw. Anyway, so we start off the show with AJ and Roman Reigns. First we got AJ in the ring. AJ, says that, there's a whole bunch of rumors about him, and that's being set straight by people on Twitter. People are backing him and all this, and so instead of explaining this to us, in just a well-constructed promo and trying to, entertain us or, just do what they used to do, just, have some charisma, basically, enough to say, just a couple of lines at the very least to explain why we should get behind him and all this. He throws to the Titantron, hey guys, take a look at this! And we get Twitter comments. Something, I'm on Twitter at the real Mr. Brad, but still, fuck throwing to the Titantron. This is I'm telling you guys, this is something that they started to do during the PG era. And there's stuff that they've done in the PG era that is not just PG. I mean, throwing to the Titantron is not PG. But they have also, with the tame material, have adopted these new techniques that are just fucking pointless and annoying and counterproductive to their storytelling and their promos and just everything that goes into it. This is exactly a perfect example. AJ should explain to us in his own words, why he feels that he is going to beat Roman Reigns. How there's doubters and all this. He could explain this in his own words, but he has to throw it to the Titantron. Now he explains to us that he's won titles all over the world and everything. And it's good, I guess, that they're mentioning that he was in other promotions. That's interesting that they're doing that. And to, everybody whining that they skipped over TNA, they're still not going to talk about TNA. They're not just going to come right out and say it. So to all the people who are complaining about that, get over it. They're not going to mention TNA's name on air. And the thing is, they're so terrible, TNA. So fucking horrible that WWE doesn't even want to make like they exist. So, throwing to Twitter. This is the perfect example of how these guys are never going to grow as characters. Sami Zayn, Neville, all these guys. Great talents, great athletes. They can do amazing things in the ring that, guys even in the past, even some guys during the Attitude Era, couldn't even dream of doing. But just because they do a couple of flip moves and they have no charisma, they're not going to get over. And telling people to go read comments about them on Twitter is probably the dumbest idea. And that's something I can't even believe McMahon did. This guy is so out of touch, McMahon. For the longest time, he didn't want to listen to internet fans. Now he wants to listen to them. I don't fucking get this guy. Anyway, Roman Reigns comes out, and I'll be quite honest here. Reigns did alright with the promo. He did okay. I like AJ's little counter here. See, they did the thing with Twitter, but then AJ's little counter about, the stupid thing Roman keeps saying. I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm the guy. AJ says, well, you're going to be the guy that I beat. It was a pretty good comeback for what it was. The Usos come out, first it's the club coming out, but then the Usos come out of nowhere. I think they came out of the crowd. Roman hits AJ. AJ wants to get back in the ring, but fucking Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they hold them back. This segment was really a mixed bag. I was thinking that maybe we were going to get a big brawl in the beginning. One punch and AJ goes flying out of the ring. Sami Zayn and Cesaro are having a match. Owens and Miz are doing commentary. Owens attacks Miz. Shane and Stephanie come out, and they make a match together. It's going to be Sami Zayn and Owens against the Miz and Cesaro. So, it's an interesting element here. The two guys hating each other, having to tag together. This is something they haven't done in a while. They haven't had these guys, two guys that were going to wrestle at a pay-per-view teaming together. This is something they did with Stone Cold and The Undertaker. It adds an interesting element. And it was pretty interesting. I like, Owens does show personality. Out of all these indie guys that they got, I like how Owens does, the trash talking in the ring, and it's really audible. He says it loud enough so people can actually hear. He's kind of like Bubba Ray, but a bit more extreme in some senses. It helps with the storytelling. It helps, because creative doesn't want to help him with his character. The guy is forced to try to, project a little bit more and try to get his character across. They haven't given him a character. It's that of somewhat of a sarcastic badass to a certain degree, but, that really hasn't been cemented as his character. They haven't really, done enough to solidify him as this type of character. But, Owens is trying, this guy is trying extremely hard to try to, really get over with the crowd. And he's getting no help from creative. So Sami Zayn and Owens end up winning here. The Shining Stars debut against two jobbers. They cut a promo on their way down to the ring. And, they're sniffing flowers. They're promoting Puerto Rico. They're tour guides. So, of course, they end up winning here. And their finisher is called the Shining Star. Even though they're called the Shining Stars, their finisher is called the Shining Star. Isn't that probably the laziest fucking name you ever heard? That their finisher is basically their name. I mean, what? I don't know who named it, if that was creative, who the fuck that was, but that was fucking lazy as shit. Not only that, but guys, how many times are we going to try to have to pretend like we don't know who Primo and Epico are? These guys have been repackaged time and time again. It's getting a little bit fucking ridiculous already. Why they don't just get Carlito, who's got charisma? You don't need Epico. You could get rid of him and just put Primo and Carlito back together, get the Colognes back together. I don't understand why they don't just do that. Why don't they just get Carlito instead of wasting their time with this pointless fucking gimmick? I say get characters, do gimmicks, do stuff to get the guys over. But here's my problem. Do ones that are good. Alright? Dean Ambrose comes out. Jericho interrupts him before he can even really start talking. He wants him to apologize for ripping up his $15,000 jacket. I'm getting sick of this fucking jacket business on SmackDown. Jericho put him in a straight jacket, which was interesting, but why the fuck they didn't do this on Raw is just completely fucking pointless. The fucking phone is going off. It's annoying as shit. And here's my problem with this. Exactly that. It's on fucking SmackDown where nobody's fucking seeing it. Why are they doing it on SmackDown? You know, to make people watch SmackDown. No one's watching SmackDown, alright? You know, it makes no fucking sense. It really doesn't. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Why throw away, you know, a good idea like that on a B show? Keep the good. You have enough problems with Raw. Now, you know, you have enough problems with people not watching Raw. Focus on Raw, motherfuckers. Alright. So, you know, Jericho wants him to apologize. Dean Ambrose, you know, points up. He's got a gift for him. It's a steel cage with a bunch of weapons around the top. Kind of reminded me of the Weapons Lion Den match that they had at SummerSlam 1999, which I reviewed, by the way, the other day. But it's also like the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match by Raven, or you know, a little bit like the 6 Sides of Steel Lethal Lockdown match. It's kind of like, yeah, TNA got to mention in the Raw review again. You know, so it's interesting, and it looks like I was correct. I said that another potted plant would show up in place of Mitch. Go back and watch my past videos. Do I not predict this shit? And Mitch, the son of Mitch, as JPL said, has returned. We're not done with the potted plants yet. Potted plants reign supreme in WWE. As I said, the potted plant is more over than Dean Ambrose. And when Dean Ambrose picks up the potted plant at the pay-per-view, motherfuckers, he's probably going to get a bigger reaction than when he walks out in front of the live crowd. So they're going to have, this is called an Asylum match, which reminds me a lot of, probably mostly like the Clockwork Orange match and the Lions Den Weapons match. Dana Brooke defeated Becky Lynch. Dana Brooke is fucking hot. And the match was, it was alright. Dana Brooke sits down on her and gets the pin. Breezango defeated the Golden Truth. The Golden Truth had a long-ass fucking 5-minute video package. You know, I wish they dedicated this much time and effort to video packages for wrestlers that actually matter. No offense to these guys, and, you know, both of these guys could still be, you know, massively over with the crowd, but they fucked up creatively, so that ain't happening anytime soon. They put the team together. Randomly, the team is just together. They're, you know, after not being together, they're just together all of a sudden. Anyway, this has been going on SmackDown as well, but they had been promoting this fucking shit since January. So they had 5 months of material to show, and they showed all of it, motherfuckers. You better believe it. They showed every single last minute of what had been happening between these two goofballs. Now, all this is Goldust and Booker T for 2016. And, you know, not even a quarter of the way is good. And they end up losing the match to Breezango, however the fuck you say it, which is Taylor Breeze and Fandango. And they lose the match. R-Truth kicks Goldust in the face by mistake. Backstage, they're getting like they're getting pops, but they're being filtered in. They're using fake pops, fake crowd noise, for fuck's sakes, to try to get these guys over. How fucking desperate is this fucking company? I'm telling you guys, this has got to be the show that gets the 2.1. It's got to be the one that gets the 2.1. If it ain't the one that gets the 2.1, I don't know. Somebody send me a hat and I'll eat it. Holy fucking shit. We got New Day coming out to cut a promo. They've got something underneath the sheet, and it's a time machine. Biggie, so it's like a bunch of random crap taped up on it. Biggie asks Xavier Woods, there's a keyboard there. He says, why is the keyboard so sticky? It's his keyboard from his parents' house. They go inside the time machine. They go back to 2009. Kofi comes out and he talks with a Jamaican accent. No crowd response at all. They pull him back inside. He says, no, wait, 2009 was my best year, which was a little bit funny. And because it probably was. And then they come back. It's all black and white, and they've got, they've got an old-time phone, a rotary phone instead of a cell phone. They've got mustaches and shit like this. The thing is with this, and then the vaudevillains attack them from behind. The problem that I've got here with this segment is that it's a little childish. So you got a masturbation joke there, which is a little bit weird. So it's like this is like a PG segment. They throw in like a PG-13 joke. And, it was funny. I was smiling through this. I was, laughing a little bit, kind of like a chuckle more. But I couldn't help but feel, come on, guys. There used to be a time when we could have comedy that felt, not exactly highbrow, but a little bit more mature than this, than the fucking... I understand it kind of made sense with the vaudevillains. They wanted to go back to the bygone era. They're trying to, tell a little bit of a story with a promo here, which I can appreciate. But once again, could they do it in a mature fashion? And I know it sounds like my complaints are just endless, but that's because it's just that they just do everything wrong. That's pretty much it. McMahon is clueless. He's 70 years old, he's clueless, and this shit is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's just ridiculous. Doing a time machine on Raw, a show that once gave us all this material during the Attitude Era. Somebody nearly getting embalmed by The Undertaker, getting crucified by The Undertaker, somebody getting their penis chopped off. And we've got a fucking time machine now. The Usos defeated the Club. Again, the Club, the best thing since sliced bread, motherfuckers. They lost again. AJ delivers a Styles Clash on a chair. They were in their respective teams' corners. The match itself was pretty fucking dull. I like, the post-match stuff. That was pretty good. You would think that would be the end of Raw right there with the steel chair Styles Clash, but nope. Not the way this show's structured. Big Cass defeated Devon Dudley. I actually really like the heel Dudleys, but Big Cass, man, this guy he's really over with the crowd. I actually like his mic skills too. They might feel not as natural as Enzo, but I'm really liking that they're pushing this guy while Enzo is out. They could very easily have him sit on the sidelines because Enzo's the more charismatic guy on the mic. But Big Cass, he's got the look. He's imposing. He's in good shape. And, the guy's got, pretty decent promo skills, and he's a bit funny. So Big Cass takes him out. And then we got in like about a minute, and this is what I'm asking for. Remember when I said guys need to win in a very convincing fashion, like Baron Corbin should? By the way, Baron Corbin is on the pre-show again. They go through all the trouble of having this guy win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and be this next big up and coming star. And he's on the pre-show again against Dolph Ziggler. Go figure. Alberto Del Rio defeated Kalisto. Rusev attacked Sin Cara backstage. And Del Rio was forcing him to watch. Del Rio and Rusev are now back together. You know, I could have sworn that they broke up the League of Nations, but they're showing them together again. I don't know. Anyway, Del Rio ends up winning with the backstabber due to a distraction. Rusev clamps on the accolade and shit, you like almost fucking pop Kalisto's head off. Pretty sure Rusev is winning the U.S. title at the pay-per-view. Then in the main event segment, because we don't have real main events anymore, you know, just the world title match should be the last thing on the show, right, guys? No, guys, not this time. Instead, it's the contract signing for the women's title. Ric Flair goes insane because there's a little clause in the contract that says that Ric Flair comes out at any point during the match, Charlotte will automatically forfeit her title. Ric Flair goes insane. Stephanie slaps him. Charlotte looked pretty fucking hot in her street clothes, I gotta say, and so did Natalya. The ladies were looking good, looking awesome. You know, they do. They were looking really hot here. You know, I think a lot of times their fucking wrestling attire that they picked for them is just, you know, not attractive. Charlotte still looks a little bit too much like Ric Flair, but, you know, she had a good outfit on that was making her look pretty hot. So this contract signing, I gotta say, Charlotte, the overacting is just holy fucking shit. Tone it down a little bit. You know, I understand she feels she's on the main roster, she's the champion, to be more over the top. Also, Natalya is also, both of these girls, holy fucking shit. They gotta talk to them and just tell them, stop overacting to this point. I mean, they do the classic, you know, like overemphasizing of words, and they do that all the time, like Charlotte going, these people will cheer me no matter. Shut the fuck up. Holy fucking shit. You know, both of them looked hot, but both of them were fucking annoying as shit. So we ended with Natalya putting her in the sharpshooter. You know, guys, this Raw right here, there was really nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. I'm predicting a 2.1 here. Maybe because it's the episode right before a pay-per-view, it might do a little bit better. Maybe a 2.3, 2.4, but really, they deserve less than a 2.0. They deserve a 1.9 or some shit for this one. Because this was just really a pathetic show. There was nothing here to like, nothing really here to talk about. Very, very minor. Big Cass getting a win, cutting a decent little short promo. And that's about it. Everything else fucking sucked. They're continuing down the path of just, you know, putting on boring shows that have nothing happening on them, and they're right before pay-per-views. And even when they are giving us something like a contract signing, it's you know, completely the purpose is defeated with horrible acting and just not making any sense. Ric Flair is going nuts. He gets slapped. Security takes him out. You know, it sucked, all right? It sucked. What more am I supposed to say? You know, Road Dogg, ratings, they don't matter. Let's not put on good shows anymore because we've got international markets and, you know, we're just happy being a subpar company. You know, what the fuck am I thinking? What the fuck am I thinking?